Today on the channel, our Jack's Classic Superstars unboxing and reviews continue with Series 3. Jake the Snake Roberts, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
The spirit of the warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another Jack's Classic Superstars unboxing and review. And today we're taking a look at some of Jack's Classic Superstars Series 3 with Jake the Snake Roberts, the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, and Jimmy Superfly Snuka. But remember, for all your WWE and AEW wrestling figure needs, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle to save 10%. And yes, we're transitioning to some unboxings in the Jack's Classic Superstars world, I guess, of videos. As you guys know, for over 2 years, we've been doing Jack's Classic Superstars videos every single Tuesday on the channel. And that's going to continue probably for another 2 years, at least, if not longer. We'll see how that goes. But hopefully you're enjoying some of these. And you guys, as always, make sure you like and subscribe to these videos. It always is nice to support the channel, as we always say. So without further ado, we're going to do these reviews like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. But some of these I already have unboxed, so we'll save the unboxing on some of these. But some of them we do have to unbox. But we're going to start it off with Jimmy Superfly Snuka, one of the all-time greats and really the first high flyer as far as I go, as far as wrestling. He was the first one I remember as like a true high flyer that people are like, oh, he's a high flyer. Maybe that's the first time I heard it. I don't know. Obviously, there was a lot of high flyers around this time, but Jimmy seemed to be a step above a lot of the other guys. Maybe that was just me. I don't know, but they really marketed him that way, of course, when I started watching in the WWF way back in the day. Let's take a look at old Jimmy Snuka in the package here. I would say, to me, this is his most iconic outfit ever. Of course, he's got his headband going on there. But then the iconic kind of cheetah print trunks going on, and of course the bare feet. Later on, of course, he did wear some boots again, but bare feet here, Jimmy Snuka. That's my Jimmy Snuka all day long. Beautiful, beautiful Jimmy Snuka. And it looks like he's got, oh yeah, I thought he did have that. He's got the patented ring bell. You gotta have the ring bell with Jimmy Snuka. Why, I have no idea, but they love putting that in as an accessory, as we all know. On the side, we got Jimmy Superfly Snuka. We got a little glamour shot of old Jimmy Snuka right there, looking good. And on the back, of course, what do we got? We got the rest of the cross-sell down below. We're going to unbox all these guys on the channel, so stay tuned for part 2 of Series 3 coming at you soon. Jimmy Snuka up there, and we got a little tail of the tape. Let's read the back. Let's see what it says about old Jimmy Superfly Snuka here. Let's see. Debuted 1969, 250 pounds, 6 feet tall. Finishing move, the old Superfly Splash. Titles, WWE Hall of Fame inductee. And they spelled inductee wrong on the back of the package. It happens. It happens. But Jimmy Snuka, at least for me, the time I started watching wrestling, I never viewed him as a title contender. Maybe you guys did, but I never thought he'd be anywhere there. He was kind of a bit of a gatekeeper before I knew what a gatekeeper was. But that's how I always kind of envisioned Jimmy Snuka back in the day. But a fabulous, fabulous version of Jimmy Snuka. We're going to put him off the side because I do have the loose version right here. Very, very good. We'll walk through the articulation on this one time, as they all have the same articulation, so we'll only do it once. But of course, we do got the shoulders up, down, all around as usual. Bicep cut, single jointed elbow. He's got a fist on him. Jimmy came to fight. Side to side on the fist. Very, very nice cheetah leopard print here. Cheetah print, I guess. For the wrist tape, I like that a lot. Head, of course, side to side. Not tons of articulation. It is limited by his curly hair. But a beautiful head sculpt on Jimmy Snuka. All day long, you hand me this head sculpt. Hey, that's Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I know who that is. Ripped up torso. Jimmy was so ripped up back in the day. He was just chiseled out of granite, some might say. But then we do got the leopard print tights on him and knee pads as well. You got the waist articulation. You do got single jointed knees and ankle rocker up and down. That's it. No side to side on these. But a very, very cool Jimmy Snuka. Absolutely love this Jimmy Snuka. Through the moon with Jimmy Snuka here. Just a beautiful, beautiful figure. Very good. Unfortunately, as we all know, we haven't had Jimmy Snuka figures in a long time. End of his life, of course, the murder charges, all that kind of stuff going down. Obviously, stopped the Mattel, the WWEs of the world of wanting to promote Jimmy Snuka. So it is sad. We did get one Mattel Legends way back in the day in the boots. A lot of people said, why did they do that? Why did they do that? Well, We know Jakks Classic had him just like this, of course, in a couple of different versions. So they said, you know what, we need to be different than what Jakks did because it wasn't very many years in between. How can we make it different? We're going to do the boots version, and that's what they did. And I'm sure if they had to do it all over again, they would have gave us the defining version of Jimmy Superfly Snuka, but it just unfortunately never happened. But still a good figure worth adding to your collection for sure. Jimmy Snuka looking good. Now we turn our attention to the $1 Million Man, Ted Dibiase. I just saw him a couple of weeks ago at a wrestling show. He sure does make the rounds after all these years, and I've told a lot of Ted Dibiase stories on the channel throughout the years. I saw one of his sons' first match, Ted Jr., when he was teaming with his brother, one of their first ever indie shows they were ever on. I was at that show. Ted was there as well. Crossed paths with Ted Dibiase many, many times over the years, and we talked a story about how my dad, Ted Dibiase's Iron Mike Dibiase, screwed my dad out of some money when he was a little kid. Oh, that was quite the story. My dad's still half hot about it. He told the story on the channel in one of the videos he did with me. But let's take a look at old Ted in the package here. Now, Ted, of course, a Hall of Famer, a guy that needs to be in the Classic Superstars line. We saw him quite a few times in this line. We'll get to more of those figures down the road. But this one's a bit plain Jane. It is wrestling version Ted Dibiase, so that does make sense. But he's always known in a lot of his figures as well with the green suit, black suit, silver suits, things like that. This one comes off a little bit plain Jane, but still a very good wrestling version of Ted Dibiase is what we'll call this one. I got the $1 Million title belt with it. Very, very cool, very iconic title belt, of course. And then we got some Dibiase bucks. We got a little bit of money with Ted Dibiase. I'm here for that all day long. On the side, of course, there he is right there. Ted Dibiase, the $1 Million Man. And on the back of the package, we got the cross-sell. Like I said, we'll be getting through all these figures on the channel, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Glamour shot and the blurb. Let's read and see what it says about Ted Dibiase. The $1 Million Man debuted 1976. Weight 240 pounds. Height 6'3". Finishing move the $1 Million Dream. Titles WWE Tag Team Champion, $1 Million Champion, and King of the Ring. Favorite quote? Every man has his price. And that is true. At the end of the day, we all have our price for something. Be it financially or whatever you want to call it. So we all got our price somewhere. And we're going to open up old Ted here because I don't have this one in my collection loose. So we're going to do it now. We're going to have it in the collection loose now. That's for sure. Let's pull him out. Uh-oh. Rookie unboxing here. Have I ever unboxed a classic before? Probably not. Probably not. First go around the sun. Pull him out. Crunk. Come on. Jeez. See you later. That was more work than I thought it was going to be. That's for sure. How about a little plastic prison for old Ted Dibiase? There he is. Look at those Dibiase bucks. I'm wondering if they're going to be paper bucks or what they are going to be exactly. Like I said, I've never unboxed these. Uh-oh, we got tape over them. So that would lead you to believe they're not paper if the tape's over the top of them. Get Ted out of here. Am I going to be able to get these out? The tape is old and falling apart. Of course it is. This is going to be a fight here, but I'm anxious to... hopefully they're like plastic bucks. I hope they're not just paper. Oh my gosh, are they paper? Oh, they're paper. I was hoping they were plastic. I need to laminate them. See you later. Goodbye. They are just paper bucks, so not a big fan of that, of course. I wish they were like laminated or something like that, because you get these in the hands of a kid or anybody, you're going to lose these, you're going to rip these, you're going to tear them. It is what it is. It is counterfeit money, of course, but it is, say, $1 million, the $1 Million Man. Very cool accessory for sure. Like I said, I just wish they were a little harder. Going to be very tough for him to hold. I guess you can fold them, but then they're not mint. It's a mess. It's a mess, but it does look good. That is a cool add in here for the $1 Million Man. It makes all sense in the world. He was the $1 Million Man after all. He was always had that cash running around. Now we turn our attention to this belt. Now this belt is a little bit different than the one we got in the Deluxe Classic line a couple years later than this figure, and that is the best $1 Million belt of all time, if you ask me. I absolutely love that one. But this one isn't too shabby either. You know all day long what this one is. It looks just like the belt. Very, very cool sculpt. This does feel a little brittle, like this would almost break apart or something. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But a very, very cool rust-colored belt on the sides. All the diamonds on there looks really sharp, looks really classy, looks good for old Ted Dibiase. I like that. Then we get down to Ted Dibiase's figure, and this is where things get a little bit plain Jane. You know, not a lot of bells and whistles without his fancy suits going on. We do, of course, get the $1 million logo right there on the side of the boots. You got the white laces against the black that looks good. And then his tights, he's got the $sign on both sides. He does got some wrist tape going on. But besides that, a pretty much plain by-the-numbers body for Ted DiBiase. But it does look good. And there's just something special about these Jakks Ruthless Aggression figures. When you get them out of the package, it brings you back to how good these feel. And a lot of people don't like Ruthless Aggression figures. Hey, I get it. There's figures I don't like. Looking at you, Titantrons. But there's something about it. If you've never opened one of these guys and felt a fresh one out of your hands, because a lot of us see these at toy stores, the arms are loose, things like that. But a fresh, minty, Ruthless Aggression figure, there's just nothing like it. Let me tell you, right here, I'm feeling it right now. Just feels nice. All the joints are tight. It's just a really, really good feeling figure in your hand. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love the head sculpt on this Ted DiBiase too. Just absolutely fabulous hair. Looks just like him. You hand me this head, I know who this is all day long. And twice on Sunday, we'll say. But good beard, good hair, good eyes, blue eyes. Just a fabulous Ted DiBiase figure. Just really, really good. Absolutely game changer back in the day when this classic line came out for as well, because we hadn't had figures like this in quite some time. And, you know, you had Hasbro's with Ted DiBiase, but that was when he was wrestling and going hard, running fast, running free like a young Lando Calrissian. This was after these guys were gone. It was just truly a magical set. Still magical after all these years, if you ask me, as you guys know. Now we turn our attention to Jake the Snake Roberts, a guy full of controversy in his career. And one of his biggest controversies, I would have to say, is his action figures, because he's a member of the AEW roster, but getting all these WWE figures at the same time. It's just one of those international mysteries. We're going to have to ask Robert Stack for some help on that one. Call up the Unsolved Mysteries team. But there's old Jake the Snake Roberts looking really good. The maroon and the snake tights. Got a Cobra in there. Got the snake bag as well. This is back before Jakks Class Superstars. Once they got deep into the series, they started listing what series it is at the top. That was very handy. I wish they would have done that from the get-go. Is what it is. There's no going back now. Jake the Snake Roberts on the side right there. And a beautiful shot of Jake on this side right here. And then you get to the back of the package, you got the blurb, you got the glamour shot, you got the cross-sell, you got the warnings, you got the UPCs. Let's see what it says about old Jake Snake Roberts on the back. Debuted in 1975, a year before Ted DiBiase. Height, 6'6", 252 pounds. Finishing move, of course, one of the most iconic ones of all time, the old DDT. I remember giving a kid a DDT on the concrete once, back in my fighting days. Back in the fighting days, you know, we were all watching wrestling, of course, as kids do, and I was probably 9 or 10 years old, and I went with a buddy to his other buddies that I didn't know house, and we played wrestling, and we were going after it, and I just gave this guy the sickest DDT ever, right on the cement. He hopped up, screaming and crying, ran inside to his mom, and that was the end of the play date. That was the end. I finished it. I finished it right there with the old DDT. Great finisher on the old playground. There you go. Then DDT, and then his snakes names, Damien and Lucifer, Revelations. They don't list all of them here. But this is Cobra Edition, Jake the Snake. Very cool with the Cobra in there, the Cobra tights, like I said, all that kind of stuff. This set was 2004. Yep, 2004 for this set. Jimmy Snuka, Ted DiBiase, and Jake the Snake. So it's been quite some time. We're approaching... We are coming up on 20 years since these guys were released. Can you believe it? It's the 20-year anniversary of Jakks Classic Superstars very, very soon. Sooner than later, we'll say. But Jake looks fabulous here. I got this figure, of course, right out here. I love the maroon tights, and we got a lot of Jakes in the classic line. A lot of the same mold being used with getting the most out of your molds as most toy lines do with the molds, of course. But the snake looks really good on the tights. You got the snake skin boots. Feels kind of strange to have snake when his snakes died. Is he just okay? Send him to the boot maker. Let's get some snakeskin boots made. I don't know, but it does look good down there. It does bring everything together. Of course, his top torso very plain, pretty ripped for Jake the Snake, as we all know. But I like my figures to be a little bit better than in person, I guess, whatever you want to say about that. But that's how I like them. Head sculpt all day long. You know this is Jake the Snake Roberts. Looks just like him. Looks awesome. Just a fabulous, fabulous figure once again. Can't go wrong with all three of these guys. Ted DiBiase, maybe a soft goods accessories would have been nice for the suit, but we did get those suits later on, and you need a wrestling Ted DiBiase. We know that from the Hasbro days. We needed a wrestling version, and we finally got one in Hasbro. We finally got one in Jakks Class Superstars as well. And then, of course, we talk about Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Probably never going to get a Snuka figure ever again is my guess. But you never know, as I can't get these guys to stand up. They're all taking stage dives. But a fabulous, fabulous set of 80s WWF icons, legends, and Hall of Famers, after all. So, very, very good set. What are your thoughts on Classic Superstars Series 3, specifically these three. All in, all out, picked them up, passed. Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, like this video, subscribe to the channel. We got all kinds of Jack's Class Superstars content and a lot to come, so stay tuned for all of that, of course. And then follow along on social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, ProWrestlingTees.com, support the channel, pick up a t-shirt, and then Patreon, your best way to support the channel. You can get videos like this, and if you're a Classics fan, you're going to probably be a couple of months ahead if you're a Patreon member. I'm cranking a lot of these out, kind of getting ahead of things. So if you're into Patreon, if you want to support the channel, you can get some early videos, a lot of early videos actually, but you'll be months ahead on the Classic Superstars line if you are so inclined. So check out the Patreon, support the channel as I say. So Jack's Class Superstars Series 3, Jimmy Snuka, Jake Roberts, Ted Dibiase. I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.